wish a nigga would, so I wish him well, lock a nigga up like a prison cell, 10 toes down, not a kiss and tell, no. Look at damn low when the wish him well, wish a nigga would, so I wish him well, lock a nigga up like a prison cell, 10 toes down, not a kiss and tell. You knew that, better hit the sack, how your bar cheesy, but somehow you still forgot the Mac, I'm the Big Mac. Behold the ketchup, lost in the sauce, make you think it's special. I was kicking shit like a kid in the womb, applying that pressure to bitches in bloom. The bloom is the flower, I am in my element, blocking my shine. You niggas is negative, niggas is sensitive, no one competitive. Thoughts full, like my closet with skeletons. Close to my relatives, taking exaggerant tension on me in the room like an elephant. I am the best of it, stuck on my preferences. Hating you niggas, I guess I'm conservative. Don't know what murder is, but I'm still killing this. And the executives taking my ownership, yeah. Look at damn low in the wishing well, wish a nigga would, so I wish him well, lock a nigga up like a prison cell, 10 toes down, not a kiss and tell, no. Look at damn low in the wishing well, wish a nigga would, so I wish him well, lock a nigga up.
Yo, believe it or not, we are now 1 week into Season 17, and there's all kinds of new fancy builds floating around with Solar 3.0. This build I'm about to share with you is inspired by Selfu and my best friend vpizz, and so far it's the easiest way I've found to solo the big boy. This build allows a lot of freedom for the mods and fragments you equip, but for now I'll show you what I used to two-phase him on my first attempt. Let's start by looking at our subclass and the most important part about our build, the throwing hammer. You'll also want to throw on healing grenade for extra survivability, but any damage grenade works just as well if you don't have a problem surviving. Roaring Flames and Soul Invictus are going to be extremely important, as the sunspots will keep us alive, and Roaring Flames to buff that throwing hammer damage. Then the fragments I used was Ember of Wonder, Ember of Torches, Ember of Solace, and Ember of Searing. Ember of Wonder is the least important of the four, but I just use it for the extra resilience buff. Speaking of which, if you have been living under a rock or just haven't had the chance to play the season yet, Resilience stat got a massive buff that now gives 40% damage reduction 100% of the time. This is extremely strong, and who knows how long it'll still be in the game, but for now, this is probably the most important stat on your entire character. Moving on to our kinetic slot, here you can equip any weapon you like to shoot bells and or adds. In our energy slot we have the glaive, for reasons I'll explain later. And finally, in the heavy slot, tractor cannon for that extra damage against the boss. As far as armor mods go, most of it's up to preference, but what I have equipped is Well of Life, Melee Well Maker, Bountiful Wells, another Melee Well Maker, so I make 3 solar wells on every kill, and a utility kickstart mod, and classy restoration, so every time I use my Titan Barricade, I get restoration ×2 for 11 seconds, which is extremely strong.
Heroes never die!
Now another mod that makes this build work the way it does, and makes it so you can get those huge damage phases on GAHLRAN, is this Glaive of Dreams mod from the artifact. When you have a glaive equipped, the unstable essence buff gained by picking up objects dropped by nightmares has double its normal duration. Having unstable essence for twice as long is huge in the damage phase and allows you to do tons more damage to the boss. You'll also want to make sure you have your Syntheseps on for that ×3 melee damage when you're surrounded by all those legionaries as you're damaging the boss. So that's basically it. After that, it's just throw your hammer at the boss over and over again until he dies. Now, I'm no Titan main, so I haven't been throwing hammers for multiple seasons on end. However, my friend vpizz is well versed in the art of throwing flaming hammers, so to show you an example of what this build can do when used to its full potential, here's his run using the same build I just showed.
Let's fucking go.